Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Not gonna lie, the Warzone map has been pretty calm lately, right? Verdansk hasn't seen many major changes in a hot minute outside of the metro system, which honestly doesn't really pertain to the main map itself, as it's obviously all underground. But it seems in the background, Verdansk has actually been evolving, just in a way that we didn't know until now. And now, thanks to some new info that we got this past week, it seems the biggest Warzone map update to date is coming up here pretty soon. As you guys know, for the past few seasons, the Warzone Intel has been giving us a ton of info on what to expect in the future for Verdansk and what to know about its past as well. And this week we got one of the most important intel missions yet, Titan the Noose. So, you guys already know, today we're breaking down how to actually complete this intel and, more importantly, what it means for the coming weeks as we approach the peak of Warzone for the year. So, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new around here, if you want to stay on top of pretty much everything going on in the world of Call of Duty, this is the place to be, so feel free to subscribe as we are on the road to 600,000 subs before Cold War launches. Also, I believe code WhosImmortal is actually 30% off on G Fuel right now, so if you want to grab anything from the G Fuel site, now is a great time to do so. Anyways, when it comes to the Titan the Noose intel, the main objective here is to uncover Zakhaev's plan for armistice. And per usual, we've got 7 objectives in total, 6 of which actually require us to dive into Warzone and search for some clues. And some of the clues that we get this week are monumental when it comes to the storyline, and they also help us paint the picture for the next few weeks as well, at least as far as the timeline goes. So, getting into the first objective, as always, this one is to find the location in the message that Ghost sent you, and when you view this intel, you can see the Ghost coin sitting in a tree stump that sort of overlooks the airport and the ATC tower, and not gonna lie, usually these first missions are super easy. This one though was a bit more difficult in comparison because there's quite a few tree stumps that overlook the airport area, right? But the one you want to find is located right above the tunnel on the top of the dam. It's going to be on the northeast side of the tunnel itself and towards the eastern side of the mountain. Sitting down there, you're going to find the stump and the Ghost coin waiting for you. So grab that, wait for Ghost to actually appear on your screen, and you're on to step number 2. Now, step 2 says Arm 3-1 left a code, and as we've talked about before, we believe Arm 3-1 is actually Frank Woods. And when you view this intel, you see a note that reads, "Price going after weapons. Says Z is not done with armistice, keep hunting. Intel pinged 3-1. Northeast Road by News Station, he left this." Then we see a code of 274-95810 and the final sentence of "see what you can find." Now, if you remember the pawn takes pawn Easter eggs, you're probably going to remember what this is in reference to. To find this piece of intel, you need to head to the shack that's located just outside of the TV station, and in order to get into it, you need to enter the code of 274-95810. And once you do that, you should gain access into the shack, and inside on the desk, you're going to find intel number 2 waiting. Then, moving on to objective 3, this one says intel was leaked from Verdansk Bank. And when you view this one, you see a pretty lengthy paper that says Committee for State Security. Status of Operation Asset Perseus. 1. CIA asset source claims Perseus asset is a top priority for Western intelligence agencies. Identity still unknown. Known foreign agents, Adler, redacted, Sims, Lawrence. Supervisor, Hudson, redacted. 2. Sources confident asset sees Kremlin as target. This can give Moscow plausible deniability of asset. Operation must be terminated, all knowledge disavowed. 3. Alternative means of objective are being considered. Z suggesting active measure operations. And on top of that, we can also see someone wrote, leak intel, Kobet, Verdansk Bank. Now, this is actually a note written by the Russians regarding Perseus, who, as we know, is basically being investigated, or rather hunted, by Adler in Cold War. This is also the first time that we see Lawrence, Sims, and also Hudson referenced in Warzone, so that's kind of a neat touch as well. But as far as this intel location goes, obviously, we gotta head over to the bank in downtown. Then right inside the front door on the right side, there's this sort of server room, and the intel can be found sitting in there on the desk, so grab that, and you're on to step 4. Now, for step 4, this one says active measures fueled the conflict, and when you view this piece of intel, we get a massive knowledge drop. We see a list of financial transactions to armistice operators, then it says starting phones sent to City Hall, now they help us. And here we see the operators of Yegor, Wyatt, Zane, and Azur, who we can all now confirm are basically double agents in a sense, and they were paid off by Zakhaev. So this now confirms to us the group of traitors within the Allegiance and the Coalition that are now working against Armistice. Now, to be honest, despite this being a huge piece of intel for the overall storyline, this obviously connects the dots for a lot of other intels too. The thing is, it doesn't really give us too many clues as to where this intel piece is actually located, but here you want to go back to downtown, go to sort of the Capitol building just next to the big skyscraper, then just outside the door in the archway area, there's going to be this piece of intel over by the little radio center. Then moving on to step 5, this one reads, a team was ambushed at the train station, and when you view this intel, you see an intel report with Wyatt pictured, and this one reads, we had another blue on blue attack today, except it wasn't. My team was headed to a bunker near Redacted. This place is the Wild West, and those things are gold mines. As we approached the Verdansk train station, we were engaged by small arms fire and mortars. We sustained heavy casualties from the onset and lost multiple vehicles. I ordered us out of the kill zone and back to base. The attacks are becoming more frequent. After the airport got hit, there was suspicion, but once we learned it was our man, sides were chosen. Rumors and conspiracies ran wild. People were called traitors, even said I was getting paid by terrorists. Wasn't long before all-out war. We're past the point of reconciliation. This is all about survival now. Then, under the notes we see, controlling those bunkers will give us a significant tactical advantage. We need to open them before the other teams have an opportunity. Time to try and head out Redacted again. So, this once again confirms the betrayal of several Armistice operators, and for this intel piece, you want to obviously head on over to the train station, and on the south end of it, you're going to see this one larger fire blazing, and this is going to be the vehicle you want to head to. Then on top of it, you're going to find intel number 5. Now, intel 6 is the final searching mission that we've got today. This one says, the team was on their way to a bunker, and when you view this intel, you see an image of Bunker 1 that's on the west side of the map with the code of 972-64138. So, of course, that's where we're headed for this one, and when you get to Bunker 1, you'll need to head down inside and enter the code 972-64138, and once you're through the door, you need to actually grab 2 pieces of intel that are located on the right-hand side of the room. Keep in mind, if you only grab one, you will actually not complete this part, so be sure to grab both, then you've essentially completed this week's intel. However, as always, there is sort of one final clue you get for completing the intel mission, and this week, the big reveal is a very, very important one, as we get the message it was all a part of the plan, and this image here that shows every single bunker on the map, numbers 1 through 11, are all now online. Previously, we only knew that Bunker 10 had power to it, so that's kind of a big reveal in and of itself. And then Terminal 2 says the silo power system is setting up. Power system can automatically be routed to start silo boot sequence when bunker codes are entered. Do you want to activate the auto boot system? Yes. Setting parameters, setup complete. Bunker codes will now activate silo boot systems. So what does this tell us about the bunkers? Well, first and foremost, they are all now involved in this overall plan, I guess you could say, and the big secret that they've been hiding is the fact that these codes are now going to activate these silo boot systems as soon as they're entered, which presumably is going to sort of set the nuke sequence into action, and that's where the massive Warzone event is going to begin to unfold. Now, not only does this tell us that we're essentially right on the verge of this event happening, but it does also help provide a more clear time frame of when things could go down. As we know, we usually see new intel drop every other week. It's been this sort of bi-weekly system for the vast majority of the past few months. So this would mean that next week on the 20th, we should not see any new intel go live. But then the week after that, on the 27th, there should be another new intel drop, and this will probably lead us closer to those bunker codes, if not even present them outright. Now, from that point, we have just over 2 weeks until Cold War launches, and Warzone sort of transitions into that for the next year. Meaning, the Nuke Event is either going to take place the first week of November, or literally right before the Cold War launch on the week of November 9th. It is also possible that we see another intel drop on one of those weeks pending the exact date of the event, but either way, going off of the schedule that we've seen for months now, the peak of Warzone for Modern Warfare should be going down in early November, just prior to Cold War launching. Anyways, there you have it. That is effectively how to complete the Titan the Noose intel and what it means for the overall storyline and also the Warzone event. And that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here, if you want to help us reach 600,000 subs before Black Ops Cold War launches, feel free to subscribe. That way you can stay on top of all the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, and basically everything else in between. As I mentioned in the intro, right now COD WARZONE is actually going to get you 30% off your G Fuel order, so if you want to grab anything there, be it a new tub, a shaker cup, a starter pack, anything like that, now is a great time to do so. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.